In addition to the special counsel's January 6 investigation, Trump is also dealing with an investigation in Georgia, one in Manhattan, and another special counsel investigation, again courtesy of Jack Smith, into his handling of classified documents down at Mar-a-Lago. So right now, the one thing Donald Trump really needs is a rock-solid defense team, or teams, plural. But instead, his attorneys keep finding themselves in the crosshairs of the investigators. This is attorney Evan Corcoran. He's a lawyer representing Trump in the investigation involving his alleged mishandling of those classified documents. Today, a judge ruled that despite being Trump's lawyer, Mr. Corcoran is going to have to testify before the special counsel. Now, lawyers typically do not have to do things like that because of attorney-client privilege. The only time a judge can force a lawyer to testify is when there's reason to believe that the lawyer aided their client in committing a crime. It's called the crime fraud exception. And if that sounds familiar, it is, because that is also what happened to Trump lawyer John Eastman, who had to turn over a trove of privileged emails after a judge found that he and Trump more than likely committed crimes in their scheme to overturn the election. So now we have yet another finding by a federal judge that another Trump lawyer may have done too much criming and will now have to get out of his lawyer chair and sit down in the witness chair and start answering questions. And Evan Corcoran is now not the only Trump lawyer facing new questions about his behavior. Joe Tacopina is Trump's attorney in the Manhattan DA's hush money investigation into Trump's payouts to adult film star Stormy Daniels, at least for now. Because today, Just Security's Ryan Goodman uncovered several 2018 media appearances by Joe Tacopina in which he claimed that Stormy Daniels approached Tacopina to represent her. And that could be a problem for Joe Tacopina, because if he did once consult with Stormy Daniels about being her attorney, then Mr. Tacopina has a conflict of interest and could not represent Donald Trump in that hush money case, at least according to New York law. Today, a representative for Joe Tacopina said that his client had never met Stormy Daniels and that someone else approached him on her behalf. And Mr. Tacopina refused the request. But in a 2018 appearance on CNN, Tacopina himself seemed to suggest his legal connections with Stormy Daniels were strong enough to give her attorney-client privilege.
Joe, I understand that you had some communication with Stormy Daniels at some point.
You know, obviously there's attorney-client issues. Let's put it this way. I was contacted. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, there was a Jack.
Jack, let him finish.
The question I was asked was whether I was contacted or asked to represent her. The answer is yes, I was, but I can't go into anything further.
That potential conflict between Trump's lawyer and Stormy Daniels, that could explain why the prosecutors in the Manhattan DA's office spoke with Ms. Daniels earlier this week. And this is an understatement. Now is not the best time for Trump to be having lawyer problems, especially in that case. NBC News is now reporting that law enforcement in New York City is preparing a security plan for the Manhattan Criminal Court with the expectation that Donald Trump could be indicted as soon as next week. Mr. Tacopina has told multiple news outlets that if Trump is indicted, he will surrender himself to authorities.